We're very lucky to have with us the president of Rowan College at Gloucester County, Dr. Frederick Keating. Thank you so much for joining us today, Dr. Keating.
My pleasure, Diane, always.
I wanted to start by asking you about something that's been all over the news cycle lately. Rowan College at Gloucester County is one of 13 New Jersey community colleges that will begin offering a free education to those who meet certain income restraints through the Community College Opportunity Grant. What can you tell us about this new grant?
Well, this is really, I believe, the governor's attempt at the end of a long conversation about, quote, free community college, or different states in our country that are looking at trying to make it very affordable or even extend formal education beyond high school. And I know that the arguments are back and forth with regard to the economics of it. So this is going to be a pilot grant. It's only a 6-month, 1 semester for us, spring. So we'll start in January, we'll end it in May, with the understanding that, as you point out, family income households below $45,000 will be eligible. It's really not a free consideration. It's what I call a last dollar, which I know the semantics of it are very close, but the idea is that the student would put in all aid available and all scholarship available. And when it comes to the last dollar on the table to get it to a zero, this grant would come in. So the student does have to put in all of their consideration of money available to them from all sources. Once they get down to the end, this grant will come in for that family in that bracket of the $45,000 and under to pick up the last dollar. I think the concept is sound. I believe the idea is appropriate, but I would offer to say that if we evaluate this, once we look at the data to get an idea where, if anywhere, this goes in year 2 in the governor's budget, the consideration would have to be to look at the number of students that come into this. I mean, we have a great deal of aid for individuals of need. Does it satisfy all costs? No. Will this close that gap? Yes. But the concept of a free community college, I don't think, is quite where we all are pointed. I think we're looking more at making it affordable and extremely close to that consideration. But we're of belief that the student should have some factor of play in this game, be it community service hours or give back to the college or the community, as well as loan and or grant considerations, so that they have some understanding that they've put money in this game. Somewhere in the middle lies the truth, and that's what we're trying to figure out now. So we're going to run it for a semester. We'll see what the numbers are. It's also geared at bringing a non-traditional student, not just a traditional student who's maybe has been in and had to leave college because of economics, family, job, other consideration. And that, I think, is a more worthy consideration, to try to bring that individual back in by giving them a dollar consideration to take it out of cost. So we'll see. It's a national movement. Tennessee, New York, other states have put in a significant amount of money into programming. They've even started lotteries in Tennessee and for the promise aspect of this college education. New Jersey's trying to do it, I believe, within the constraints of our budget in New Jersey, which is in a difficult position right now. So we'll see how much we can stretch this and make it work. But yes, we were very fortunate. We had an aggressive grant. We went in competitively against 19 and came out in the 13 that did receive the $250,000. This is to establish program and operational networking, so we can see how this would structurally fit. The other monies in the application are going to the student payment. That'll be the money drawn down from the colleges around the state, or the 13, to take it down to get it to, again, a last dollar consideration. We'll have to see quickly how this works out. But again, the concept of this is a national conversation. New Jersey's been in it. This is New Jersey's attempt to try to find out a little more of the data and the logistics of it. We support it, but I'm going to reserve judgment on it until we get to the end of the year as to, whether there's certain ways this could be modified or tweaked that would put a little bit more balance into the students' hands as well. Ultimately, though, we are looking to try to make college affordable. That's what we've talked about and what we've done with our college, regardless of this consideration. We've looked at affordability and accessibility for the last 5 years aggressively with reduction of costs. We are one of the lowest tuition fee structures in the state of New Jersey, all 4s and 2s. So we've been in that arena, and this is just an enhancement of it. So I would rather reserve judgment, and let's see how we do with the cycle. Our application is in. We will start programming in the next month or two with regard to design. We will implement in January, and we will close it down in June, and that's the grants period right now. It's only a 6-month consideration.
Your tenure at Rowan College at Gloucester County has really been marked by a dedication to providing affordable and accessible higher education opportunities. Are there any programs or initiatives that you'd like to share with us today?
Well, aside from the one we just talked about, Diane, the other one that I'd like to mention to your viewers is that we have this year probably gone into the most aggressive pattern we've been in with regard to high school, opportunity of high school overlapping college. So we have the high school option program. We've had it for years. We've got 300 to 400 to 500 students taking college credit while in high school. Personally, I'm a big believer in this, and which I think it speaks to both affordability and accessibility, because it shows the family and the student that there is a pathway to go to college while in high school so that they can rearrange their finances, take a good look at what it is they want to study. Time to degree is a big consideration. So this idea of coming in and just trying to feel it out, I believe, is kind of something of the past. We really have to come in a little more focused, because again, you don't want to have credit creep in both directions, the institution or the person, because you just find out you're in there for years and you don't have credit to make the next step to the baccalaureate. So I would say I'd like to take out to the viewers in our county and region this idea of high school concurrent enrollment. We've applied to be a nationally recognized school for early college high school, kind of like another naming and a branding of this high school option. I believe now every high school student that is college ready by their design, their thought, and their testing and assessment with us, that they're ready for credit status. I believe they should start taking some overlapping courses with a goal of getting at least 15 college credits prior to graduation. If you do, you have literally taken one piece out of that equation of cost, and you've kind of like sped up your opportunity to get to an associate. Many tell us, and the design of the states are that we go to a 30 credit consideration, which is really the first year for us. The associate is now capped at 60 credits, so we have a clean 30-30. So again, 15 is a semester, 30 is a year. We gave a record number of associate degrees to high school students prior to their graduation in high school last year at our commencement. So they were getting an associate's degree before they got a high school diploma. Now that's a full 60 credit on top of with dual enrollment of high school courses that are also college courses, but then they break loose and have to get the other part of the credit there. Very aggressive, and I'm not saying personally or professionally I would recommend it, because I do think that it captures almost every waking moment of a young person's life. But we're pushing the idea of an overlapping bridge. You get to know the college, you test the rigor of the college courses, you get a chance to really prepare for major selection, and you decide if it's for you or not for you. And it would be better to do it in the high school arena at a reduction price, because we reduce it 60%, I believe, on the tuition if enrolled in high school still, because they're not aid eligible. So the access issue that we're pushing is very much the front door. Testing it, overlapping it, getting into it, taking it at a reduced price, because you take time off the cycle to degree and you are reducing it by 50% at the least expensive college in New Jersey, or one up. So you really have put in what we call return on investment profile in business these days. The amount of money put into that endeavor, if it yields a clear path, an understanding, an acclimation to the rigor of college work, so that you transition out. We literally build a bridge, not a hypothetical bridge where people used to say high school to college, high school to college. We're putting you on a concrete structure that walks you over and brings you back, walks you over and brings you back. If you can do that successfully, I think that you have provided access. They know it's there, they understand how to get to it, they know how to perform in that environment, and they know how now to look at the money situation, approaching it with financial aid. How much do I have to borrow? How much do I have to work and earn? How much do I have to just come out of my parents' checkbook? So I think our focus this year is on that end. We could talk at another time about the back end of overlapping the associate with the baccalaureate, our approach to maybe secure the baccalaureate at our college in the future to be able to award a bachelor's degree. Those would be the access issues on the other end, where individuals could really take a different look at the county college as really a pivotal piece between high school and bachelor's degree. And access to it, I think, should start in their minds. I think it should start in the junior year of high school. In practice, I would encourage juniors that are capable, and certainly seniors that are even more capable, to at least get 15 credits at a reduced price and test the market and see if this is truly where they want to go, what they want to study, and how they want to pay for it. You need a pathway plan, and that's where you get it. I don't think it's trial and error any longer.
The 2018 fall semester marked a really important milestone for Rowan College at Gloucester County. For the first time in the college's history, it began offering 300-level courses through a program called Rowan 3+1. How is this going so far, and do you foresee changes or expansions?
Well, that's the best question. And to the same theme of access and affordability. Now we've overlapped the senior year of high school. Now we're overlapping the third year or the junior year of college. And we're going to pull the county college out in this direction to really now encompass 4 years, counting the high school senior, 1-2 associate, and now the 3+1, soon the baccalaureate. We have maybe 5 3+1s. They're on our website: psychology, criminal justice, nursing, radio, TV, film, communication, and did I say psychology? Okay, well, there's another one. So there's 5, and they're on our website. And with the idea that the student can declare in sophomore year the option to enter the third year program. In doing so, they have to sign on a non-binding agreement with Rowan University, because Rowan University, as our premier partner, is the only university that will accept the third year credit. There's only 2 colleges in the state of New Jersey, and very few in the country for that matter, that are teaching above the associate's degree, and we are one of them, which means our faculty has to then rise up to doctorally trained to move into the upper level. So with the third year, it's buyer beware. We pretty much tell you, this points you to Rowan University, which is fine. It's our premier partner. It's where most of our students aspire to go. It's a fabulous university, now at a research level. And then understanding that if they decide or change their mind, there might be a problem taking that credit to another institution because they're not formally going to recognize it. Many have approached us recently about accepting a 90 credit transfer. I think that's their way of the 4-year schools to come in and capture some of that student population. So they're going to allow the credit to move over up to not to exceed 90 within the structure of the major, with an understanding that you could take many of them as 300 level courses, then will be accepted and transferred. So it is truly a buyer beware, but with Rowan University, it's a locked-in agreement on 5 majors. We'd like to expand it. It's not an easy program to design because you're really bringing the 300 level, the junior year, into a community 2-year setting. Our faculty has been able to move up. They teach for these universities, Rowan in particular. So it's not like they don't have the content capability or the credentialing. It's really just acclimating the student in our arena to know you can now stay here for 3 years. And if you don't need the residency or don't want the residency, that's 3 years at about $5,000 a year. That's a $15,000 junior year standing. 1 capstone year at Rowan University without room and board, you're coming out with a bachelor's degree for about $27,000. A bachelor's degree from Rowan University for $27,000. Now, the major has to be restricted to the ones available. The understanding of the housing, room and board, has to be understanding you're a commuter at both. If you live in Gloucester County, both institutions are in Gloucester County. It's a remarkable program for saving to put that money into master's degree and post-baccalaureate training, because many now will have to go on for a master's degree in their profession of choice. So we're excited about it. We're watching it. As you said, we're in our first year of students reaching the 300 level. So far, so good. The credits are aligned. The students are doing well. We have our own advisor that works with Rowan, that works with our student population. I hope more people take advantage of it. But it's a program that is going to continue to need refinement. We meet with Rowan faculty and staff. We're doing it now to take a look at the course alignment. Can we get into a new arena? We have 2 more that we're looking at: inclusive education, which is within the education major for individuals who want to certify to work with special needs children in a regular traditional classroom environment. So they're inclusive education support teachers. So we're looking at the 3rd year there. We're looking at the 3rd year in exercise science, which would be in our allied health division. So that would take us back up to 7 where we started. We'd lost 1 along the way with liberal arts, lacking of interest. And we're going to try to move this around. Our goal is to try to get 1 within each of our 5 divisions. We're targeted mostly right now at allied health and nursing because that's where we're pushing our whole academic track up to maybe the baccalaureate. And that catches me at the last end of this conversation of accessibility, which is the bachelor's degree itself. And I would like to see our college, county colleges in general in the state, get to the baccalaureate. I like to see it before I leave, that we would get the college up to the baccalaureate level. And we have two considerations in that. Nursing, the BSN, where we have the third year, and Rowan does the fourth, but they do it right on our building and right on our site. And the other would be the applied science, the BAS as it's known, which is not really one that the four-year schools traditionally would cover, the applied sciences, which would be more technology-driven, job-driven, and focused on manufacturing, the trades, and other considerations. So if we could get both or either, now we move our institution up to the baccalaureate, and now we can take you from your junior year in high school right to a bachelor's degree on our campus. And if you don't require a bed, which at this time we don't offer anyway, except with choice at Rowan, you're looking again at probably a bachelor's degree, even with some consideration of moving around inside of that for, again, back to where I was, $30,000, which is probably the cost of a freshman year anywhere else, or even less than a freshman year anywhere else. So we're excited about that as well.
The semester also began with a few ribbon cuttings. Can you tell us about the campus's latest additions and if further expansion is planned?
Well, to the points we covered, Diane, the buildings, the brick and mortar to some extent has to match the academic growth. So we need the capacity on site. But we're also moving heavily into hybrid classes where it's some online and some in person. And we're also pushing our college more deeply into the online approach. But the bricks and mortar, the in-person or the hybrid relationship, we did ribbon cut 2 buildings. Both are within our STEM division, which is science, tech, engineering, and mathematics. We opened up in another addition to Scott Hall, which is our STEM center, which we've pushed that building out now. This is the second time from the original design, to further put in labs for engineering students and for the math and science division. So it was a lab expansion. We only were able to go out 4 classrooms, oversize them for lab design. Right next to it is a brand new building, and that's our engineering and mathematics. And that was a program and a building that we're aligning with the Rowan School of Engineering. We now are moving very aggressively into the engineering arena. No one would have thought at a county college that you could go off and study to be in engineering. But because of our premier partnership with Rowan, we have seat guarantees in a relationship for engineering transfers. So we're now setting up, and we build a building around this concept of the freshman year, the lab experiences of the freshman year in all of the engineering generally, we can provide on our campus. At that point, we get a guaranteed transfer on grade point average to Rowan University School of Engineering, which is a highly sought after seat in the nation, that the engineering school at Rowan is that well thought of. But we're also now pushing deeper into the lab and the capability of faculty to teach at the lab level in the engineering or pre-engineering years, the first and 2. The Rowan is now somewhat moving over to give us the possibility of a sophomore option. So you would stay with us for not only your freshman year, but your sophomore year, then GPA driven, your grade point average. It has to have the grade point average of acceptance to anyone to the School of Engineering. But with it, you go directly to seat availability as opposed to through admissions. So we are moving not only aggressively in handshake, articulation agreement, programmatic alignment, programmatic relationship, but actually bricks and mortar labs where we're going to move students on vehicles back and forth between the Rowan School of Engineering at the university and our preschooling engineering division or engineering pre-division on our campus to align and then move the students around. I would love to see us even get more aggressively involved with the Rowan School of Engineering. We're trying to do that with their School of Business and Finance. We've done it with their School of Nursing and Allied Health. We're looking at other aspects and other considerations within our division, but all of our roads are being tied aggressively to the premier partner of landing at Rowan University, whether you go for 1 year with us and leave, 2 years with us and leave, 3 years with us and leave, or stay all 4, but under the guidance of design of the Rowan degree and the Rowan relationship. Then you have graduate school. You maybe would go to Rowan, but it would be for a master's degree. Having put your bachelor's degree for a reasonable amount of money, you now have the money to pay and afford and have access to a master's program at a great university.
Well, it sounds like in a climate where many colleges are struggling, that Rowan College at Gloucester County really stands poised for growth. Thank you so much for stopping by to tell us about it.
My pleasure. Hope to be back soon and to give you some updates on where we are with these things.
We will look forward to it.